Hey guys, so here's a homework assignment for you guys that has to do with inverse functions. Okay, so let's take a look at I'll just do the first one with you guys. So we have to find the inverse for each relation. So remember when it comes to the coordinates, you guys, right? If you already know the original function's coordinates, to find the inverse functions, you switch all of the x and y's. So for the inverse function's coordinates, negative 3 comma 1, 3 comma negative 2, 1 comma 5, and 4 comma 6. And that would be the inverse function's coordinates. Okay, now let's take a look at some of these problems. I'll probably just do half of them for you guys just so that you guys can see, or one of each type. We'll see. So with these ones, you guys, you pretty much just find the inverse function for each equation. So for example, for number 3, you switch them, and then you solve for the new y. Subtract 2 to both sides. And then here, you guys would divide both sides by 3. And your inverse function would be this one. 1/3 x minus 2/3, or you simply keep it like that. So that would be your guys' inverse function. If you guys tried like number 4, again, you guys switch your variables, right? You guys would switch your variables, and then you guys solve for your y. So add 7 to both sides, and then you guys would, because that's negative 5y, in order to get rid of that negative 5, divide both sides by negative 5. So your inverse function, you guys, would be negative 1/5 x minus 7/5. Or you guys would simply just keep it just like so. Let's look at one of these fractions ones, okay, you guys? Number 7, 8, or 10. So if we looked at number 7, you guys, so again, you guys would switch the variables, right? Switch the variables, and then you solve for y. Add 5 to both sides first. So then we're dealing with that 2/3, you guys, so we're gonna multiply everything by 3. So 3x plus 15 equals to 2y. Divide both sides by 2, and this would be your guys' inverse function right there. That would be your guys' inverse function. If we tried out like number 8, you guys would switch your variables and then solve for this new y. Subtract 5 to both sides. Now, to get rid of that denominator of 4, multiply the whole thing by the denominator, which is 4, so that we deal with nice, clean, whole numbers. And then divide both sides by negative 3. So your inverse function is going to be negative 4/3 x plus 20 all over 3. Let's try ones of 11, 12, 13, and 14. So we'll try 11 first. So switch your variables, solve for y. So x minus 5 equals y squared. To get rid of that second power, you guys square root both sides. And our inverse function is going to be plus or minus the square root of x minus 5. Try ones like 14. So you guys would switch your variables and then solve for your new y. To get rid of that second power, you guys raise both sides. You should square root both sides. And then lastly, you guys would add by 6 to both sides. So our inverse is going to look like plus or minus square root of x plus 6. Now, these restrictions are there, you guys, because they need to be in order for these 15, 16, 17, 18 to be a one-to-one function. So I would just say disregard those for now, you guys, and so solve these like you normally would. So we'll try 16. So for 16, you guys, right, if you guys were to just solve for this, you guys switch the variables and now solve. To get rid of that square root, you guys raise both sides to the second power. And then lastly, subtract both sides by 5. So your inverse function has to be x squared minus 5. If you were to try problems like 17, switch the variables, and then you guys would solve for y. Subtract 8 to both sides. And then to get rid of that square root, you guys raise both sides to the second power. And your inverse function is going to be x minus 8 squared. So hopefully this helps you guys out to finish up the rest. Problems from 1 through 18, okay? Good luck, you guys. Peace.